Hello everyone, it's Myung Jan. Today I am going to read S5 5071, Junie B first grader Cheater Pants, Chapter 1, A plus May. Dear first grade journal, yesterday was the weekend. The weekend is the nickname of Saturday and Sunday, only I don't know why. Those 2 days zoom by pretty quick. That's how come I didn't have time to do my homework. Because what do I look like? Clock or something? Last night I begged to stay up to do it, but Daddy said no, and he turned out my light. That was not helpful. Now I'm at school, and Mr. Scary said to please take out our homework. I feel sickish inside. I hope that Daddy is proud of himself. Next, May got her homework out of her backpack and she put it on her desk. She smoothed out her paper and smiled. I'm sure I'll get another A plus on this one. I get an A plus on all my homework papers. Junie Jones. One time my homework was so perfect, Mr. Scary sent a happy note home to my mom and dad. I did a shrug, blah blah blah. I said back. May did a mad face at me. Then she quick tapped Lenny on the back of his head. Lenny, did you hear what I just said to Junie Jones? She asked. I told her that I always get A plus on my homework. Lenny turned around. Please don't touch my hair, May. He said I used my brand new gel to spike it today. Now I don't want you messing it up. I waved at Lenny across the aisle. I would never touch your hair, Leonard. Your hair looks like an interesting glob of artwork, almost. And artwork should just be gawked at. Lenny nodded. Thank you, Junie B Jones. You're welcome, Lenny. Whose last name starts with an S, I think. After that, I smiled at May very smuggy. Lenny likes me way better than he likes her. May squinted her eyes at me. How come you didn't take your homework out? Yeah, Junie Jones. You're not following directions very well this morning, are you? I did a big breath. Then I reached into my backpack and I pulled out a rumpled paper and I pretended it was my homework. There is my homework. Now please mind your own beeswax. You snoopy pooper May. May's face got reddish and flushed. She started to raise her hand to tell her tale. Only just then the teacher called her name. May, it's your day to take attendance sheet to the office. Would you like to come up here and get it, please? Yes, I would love to, Mr. Scary. Attendance sheet is when teachers sent the names of the absent children to the office. I do not actually approve of that practice. May hurry to the front of the room. I'm never absent, Mr. Scary, she said. I'm always here. Have you ever noticed that, huh? Have you ever noticed how I'm always here? Close these eyes for a second. Oh, yeah, May. Believe me, I've noticed. May did a giggle. Also, I'm always punctual. Have you noticed that too? Have you noticed how punctual I am? She smiled at the class. Punctual means on time, everyone, she explained. Last year, I was so punctual, I got the punctual award. The punctual award is an award for the child who is the most punctual. Mr. Scary stared at her. He said, please stop saying punctual. May took the attendance sheet and she skipped to the door. Don't worry, room one. I will get this attendance sheet to the office, all safe and sound. She said real loud. Then everyone who isn't here will get reported to the principal, and that's exactly what they deserve. Mr. Scary said to the side, please, May, just go, okay? He said May did a wave, and she hurried out the door. After she was gone, I roamed my eyes around the room. All of the children had their homework papers out by me. But me, my insides felt sickish again because pretty soon Miss Scary would find out that I didn't do my assignment. I swallowed real hard. My eyes kept on roaming around, and then, what do you know, they roamed over to May's desk. Surprise, I saw her homework paper sitting there, right out in plain view. I mean, my heart pounded and pounded at that sight. My brain was getting an idea, that's why. I tapped on my chin, barely thinking. Quiet as a mouse, I pulled the maze paper a little closer, and I copied what it said. After I got done, I breathed in relief, because now I had a homework paper. I smiled to just myself. Then I closed my eye, and I whispered thank you to May for letting me borrow her homework. Chapter 2 Weekend Fun. May got back from the office. She stood at the door and waved again. I did it, everyone. I got the attendance sheet to the office just like I promised. She looked at Mr. Skitty. It went very well, too. She said there were no problems I couldn't handle. He raised his eyes from what he was doing. Okay, well, thank you, May. You can take a seat now, please. But May kept right on talking. At first, I didn't know where to put it, but then the secretary told me to put it in the wire basket. So I followed the directions perfectly, she said. He pointed at her seat. Excellent. Now, please sit down, okay? May didn't pay attention again. When I was in kindergarten, I got an E plus for following directions, she said. E plus is better than excellent. The plus sign means extra, extra excellent. Mr. Scary stood up and he took May's hand and he walked her to her seat. As soon as he went back to his desk, I strained my brain for something nice to say to her, because I was still happy at May for leaving her homework out. Finally, I tapped on her arm and I smiled. Welcome back, madam. May did a frown at me. What kind of crack was that? She said. I just looked at her. Friendly doesn't come natural to us, I think. Pretty soon, Mr. Scary stood up at his desk. Then he walked to the board and he wrote these words. This weekend, one thing I did for fun was blah, blah, blah. I asked you to complete the sentence. Remember? Room 1 nodded. God, good. Because this morning I'd like for each of you to read your homework paper to the class. That way we'll find out what our classmates do for enjoyment. Doesn't that sound fun? Room 1 nodded again. Even if it doesn't sound fun, you still have to nod. His smile will go up and down each row until everyone gets a turn. He pointed at Lucille. Why don't you start us off? Lucille sits in the first row by the window. Last year, me and her were bestest friends, but this year we're just regular. Lucille stood up and fluffed herself. She picked up a paper and she started to read. This weekend, one thing I did for fun was my rich Nana took me to her expensive beauty salon. Both of us got manicures and pedicures. Mr. Skitty looked surprised at that news. You got a pedicure, Lucille? That's pretty fancy stuff, isn't it? He said. Lucille shrugged. For some people, maybe, she said. She looked down and kept on reading. We each got a papaya fruit facial, and then I got an herbal body wrap. I got a seaweed scalp massage. He stood there for a second, then he nodded very slow. All right, righty then. After that, he pointed to Camille. Camille is the sister of Chanel. Those two are twin sets. Camille stood up. This weekend, Chanel and I made a puppet theater out of a cardboard box. We put on a show for our little brother Neil. Mr. Scary beamed at that news. Oh, that's great, girls. I bet doing a puppet show for your brother was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Not really. Neil kept on grabbing the puppets off our hands. He made them kill each other. We don't like Neil. Neil is a boob, said Camille. Mr. Scary just stood there some more. Finally, he moved on to Roger. Roger was the best one so far. One thing I did for fun was I went to get pizza with my dad, and I ate a whole entire anchovy, and I didn't throw up till I was almost home. Room 1 clapped and clapped for that amazing story. Mr. Scary was right. It was fun to learn what our classmate did on the weekend. I couldn't wait for it to be my turn because I love to talk in front of the class, of course. Plus, all I had to do was tell about my weekend. And you would think I did my homework, but the paper copied from May into my desk. I didn't need it after all, because what do you know, today I locked out. Chapter 3, Twitching. Finally, we got to the well right next to mine. That's where Jose and Lenny said when Jose's son came, he smiled very proud. He said on Saturday his daddy bought him brand new soccer shoes, and he wore them to his soccer game. And he kicked the winning goalie with those things. Lenny went next. He said he got brand new hair gel. Plus, also, he got a thickening cream. A thickening cream can make even the thinnest hair feel rich and full, he said. Whoa, I said. Whoa, said Herb and Jose. Whoa is what we say to be supportive. May sits behind Lenny. She stood up. She read her paper real loud. The weekend, one thing I did for the Saturday, made a party in my pottery class, and after that, I punctured to my ballet class, and the teacher said I danced like a gazelle. Did a chuckle? Gazelle, huh? Gazelle is a very graceful animal, isn't it? Yes, said May. Would you like to see me do a few steps? She ran to the front of the room and she studied ballet. The Scary said, please sit down again. As soon as she got back, I jumped right up. My turn, my turn. I tapped on my chin. Okay, well, let's see now. On Saturday, my grandpa Frank Miller came to babysit me, and he let me roller skate in the house. Plus, also, he let me jump on mother's bouncy bed. Only pretty soon I got very pooped, so I ran into the kitchen, and I drank chocolate milk right out of the cartoon, without even a glass, I mean. Whoa, whoa. He raised his hand to interrupt me. Oh, excuse me, Junie B. Sounds like you had a great time on Saturday, but I'm wondering why you're not reading from your you're not reading from your homework paper. Just then my heart got poundy and nervous because I should have thought about that problem. I swallowed real hard. Let's see, I said kind of quiet. Why aren't I reading? It's all right, he said. You can start over. Just take out your paper and read us what you wrote. After that, I stood there very frozen and I couldn't even move. Crossed his arms at me. You do have a homework paper, don't you, Junie? I stood there a little while longer. I reached into my desk. I pulled out the homework I copied from May. I waved it in the air, kind of wickish. Here's my homework paper. See, it's right here. Okay, that's good. Now, could you read it for us, please? Took a deep breath. I looked down at my paper and read it silently to adjust myself. Okay, done, I said. And I stuffed the paper back into my desk. Gary came back to where I said, could he please see my paper? I felt shaky and sickish inside. I handed it over. After he read it, he shook his head. It seems that you and May had a very similar weekends, doesn't it, Genevieve? I did a gulp. Yes, I said it does. Once more, so you take a pottery class, do you? He said. I rocked back and forth on my feet. Yep, I do. Take a pottery class and I make a little well, pots. Let's see, you take a ballet class too? And gee, what a coincidence. Saturday, your teacher said you dance like a gazelle. I said, very fast. Whatever, my teacher sucked in his cheeks and looked at the paper again. And you were punctual too? That's amazing, isn't it? I looked up at him. Well, not if you get an early start, I said real soft. Junie B Jones, do you have any idea how disappointed I am in you right now? Tears came in my eyes. I didn't expect that trouble. I quick hanged my head so he couldn't see. Sorry, you are disappointed. Took a big breath. He said we would talk more at recess. He gave me a tissue from his pocket and out my tear. We went back into the room. I sat down at my desk, barely slumping, because what do you know? I didn't lock out after all. Chapter 4, Cheetah Pants. I still done Monday, the first grade journal. Right now it's recess. I'm not playing on the playground. Instead, I'm sitting at my desk and I'm waiting to get yelled at. I wish I could disappear into thin air. If I could disappear, I would run outside and I would find May. I would clunk her on the head. I wish I didn't even sit next to that girl, because people should never leave homework on the desk for other people to borrow. That's just asking for trouble, mister. Scary was writing at his desk. He looked up and called my name. Junie B, I'm ready for you now. Could you bring your chair up here? Flipped and flopped, because here came the yelling part. That's why I did some deep breath. Then I pulled my chair to the front of the room and I sat down next to him. He took my homework paper out of his drawer. He's sitting in front of me, very serious. I want you to explain this. I want you to tell me exactly why you copied May's homework this morning. I tried to swallow, but nothing went down. Well, let's see. The reason I copied was I tapped on my chin. All of a sudden, I thought of it. Daddy, it was my daddy's fault. Your daddy? Yeah, no, last night I wanted to stay up late to do my homework, but Daddy turned out my light. So he's the reason that I had to come to school without it. Oh, I see. Your daddy wouldn't let you stay up, so that's what forced you to copy May's paper. I not real fair. Yeah, that's exactly it. So did May actually give you her paper to copy? No, silly. May would never be that nice. Just that this morning she kept on bragging about how homework is always on A plus, and then she left the paper on top of her desk when she went to the office. And that's just asking for trouble, mister. Ah, so when May left for the office, you saw her paper and you just decided to borrow it. I decided to borrow it to copy. Did a friend borrow? No, Junie, I'm sorry, but borrow is not the right word here at all. When you copy someone else's paper, that's called cheating. My eyes got big and shocked at that word, because what was he even talking about? No, I didn't cheat. I didn't. Cheating is when you steal answers of someone's test, but homework isn't a test. Homework doesn't even count, hardly. But homework does count, Junie B. Cheating is not just about stealing test page answer. Cheating is anytime you take someone else's work and you present it as your own. He looked at me. When you cheated this morning, you broke my trust in you, Junie B. We have a rule about this in room 1. We keep our eyes on our own paper. You have heard me say that 100 times, I bet. That's a rule. I said, no kidding. I always thought that was, just a suggestion. Roll these eyes. No, Chunibi, it's not a suggestion. It's definitely a rule. It's an important rule, too. I draw my fingers on the desk. Well, I'll be darned. I did a deep breath. I'm sorry. I'm sorry too, Junibi, but at least now I think we understand each other better. I will not put up with cheaters in my classroom. I did a wince. Yeah, only I wish you didn't keep saying that cheater word. Because I didn't even know I was cheating hardly. Plus, I don't like cheaters either. On account of my daddy cheated me at old maid last week. I'm still not over that terrible experience. She wrinkled his eyebrows. Your daddy cheated? Yeah, Daddy raised the old maid way high in his hand, so I would pick her than I did. So what kind of sneaky trick was that? He covered his mouth. He was shocked, I believe. I leaned closer to him, and Daddy is not the only cheater pants in my family. On account of my grandpa Frank Miller is supposed to be on a diet, but yesterday my grandpa found that empty pie empty in his plate, and all that was left was a little bit of crust and a plastic fork. No wonder I cheated, I said. Cheating is in my blood, apparently. Chuckle, well, nobody's perfect. Everyone cheats on a diet once in a while, I think. But cheating at school is a very different matter, Genevieve. Cheating at school is a serious business. Are we clear on that now? Yeah, clear. Mr. Scary carried my chair back to my desk. I sat down. He took an envelope out of his pocket. He handed it to me. I wrote a note to your parents explaining what happened this morning. I would like them to read it and sign it, okay? You can bring it back to me in the morning. No, Mr. Scary, not okay. Please don't make me take a note home. I really don't want to take a note. So for a second, he took the note back. Well, okay. If you feel that strongly, I won't make you take it. I'll just call them tonight instead, he said. I did a loud groan, because what kind of dumb choice is that? Stumped to his desk and I grabbed back the note. Then I stuffed it into my backpack and I sat down at my desk. And I wrote in my journal one more time, Mr. Scary is a tattletale. The end.